Okay, everybody, everyone's finished reading? Okay, good. Okay, we've finished reading our text of the Magi. Before we do a close exercise, to further think about more of the details of the story, I'm going to show you a silent film version of the gift of the Magi. Okay, so this is going to be a real treat. This is only about 6 minutes long. That's part of why I wanted to show it to you, because the normal movie length is about 20 minutes, so we wouldn't have time to read the story and watch the movie. Okay, but this is a student film that was made of the gift of the Magi. It's about 6 minutes long, and it's a silent film. No words. So it's going to be really interesting. Okay, so just sit back, relax, watch this, enjoy it, and really just pay attention to the emotion that comes through, because that's all you have to pay attention to, because it's a silent film, no words. Okay, so we'll watch this, and then we're going to do our close activity. Okay. Okay. Really interesting, right? To read it and then see it done in black and white and silent, right? Really cool. Okay, let's do a close exercise to jog our memories about some of the interesting details and metaphors of the story before we work on our next exercise, which is going to be starting our book report. Okay, you've each got your close sheet. Let's start with our first one, okay? Going back to the beginning of the story. Della has blank to spend on her gift for Jim. At the beginning of the story, how much does Della have to spend on her gift? She has to get him, something, $1.87, good. She only has $1.87. Okay, great. Really sets the tone right away at the beginning of the story, right? You know that the circumstances are dire for both of them financially. Okay. Jim's gold watch, which was an important part of this story. Jim's gold watch, it's described as belonging to his blank and his blank. Who did that watch belong to from Jim's past? Very good. His father and his father's father. And that's really powerful, right? This isn't just any watch. This is a watch that goes back generations in Jim's family. Okay. Jim and the watch chain that Della buys for him are described as having blank and blank. And again, you can go back and look in your text that's in front of you, right? When Della is talking about and thinking about this watch chain, she compares, kind of interesting, right? She's comparing qualities of Jim's personality to the watch chain. It's interesting, right? Comparing a person to an object. Okay, so it's described as having blank and blank. What are those two things? Got that right up here. Quietness and value. Really good. You guys did a good job of digging into this text and getting the details. Okay. The combs that Jim buys for Della come with what? Anyone remember? Those combs are really important too. Yeah, jewels. There's a lot of really wonderful descriptive language in the story, right? We see this watch chain and we think about the idea of it having quietness and value. We see these combs that Jim buys for Della, and they come with jewels. We can see that, right? That really sort of sparkles off the page. Okay. Della goes and sells her long, beautiful hair, and the narrator says that after she cut her hair, Della looked wonderfully like, and I'm going to cross Jules out because we did Jules. Do we remember what that part? The narrator says that she cut her hair and Della looks wonderfully like a schoolboy. Yeah. What a great image. We really see Della, and we see that character after she makes that important decision to cut her hair. Okay. Della and Jim, let's take a step back now. Let's think about sort of a larger idea of the story. Della and Jim's financial circumstances are described as, kind of describe this right at the top. Yeah, limited. So we know from the beginning that they're poor and they're struggling. And that's why they have to make these drastic choices. Okay? Della receives blank for her hair. So in the beginning, she has $100.87 to spend on Jim. She says, that's not enough. I can't do anything with that. I got to sell my hair. After all that, how much money does Della get for her hair? Yep, $20. I'll spell it out because they don't write the number in the story. They just spell it out. After all that, she gets $20 for her hair. And again, this story is taking place decades ago. So back then, $20 was a lot of money. Way more money than it is now. Okay, the Magi, who we're going to talk more about and their connection to this story as you write your book reports. The Magi are described as what in the story? Wise men. Described as wise men. Okay, and we're going to cross that out. We're going to cross that out and cross that out because we've got it all, and we've got schoolboy. Okay, this last one, the word isn't up here. This is more just something general to think about as we continue going. The theme of the gift of the Magi is, what's the theme of this story? That's something that you're going to be thinking about as you work on your book reports. But any ideas right now? Anything come to mind? Yeah, love, sacrifice, love over material possessions, love being more important than material possessions. Really good, yeah. Okay, great job, everybody. We've really started to dig in the text. Great job recalling a lot of these details. Up next, we're going to work on starting our book reports and writing a couple of longer paragraphs about the story. Okay, all right, any questions? Okay, great.